everyone, thank you for joining me. My name's Jenny Moores and I'm a UK Stampin' Up demonstrator. I live on the south coast of the UK in Poole, Dorset with my husband, 2 boys and our border terrier dog called Sid, who's 10. This is my first podcast all about Stampin' Up and maybe a little bit of chatter. You can find me over on my blog or Facebook at www.stampinmoments.blogspot.com. I've been crafting forever in one way or another. I used to use all my pocket money to buy little pens and rubbers and notepads, and now I run my own business as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I've celebrating being with Stampin' Up for 10 years this year, and I'm really loving it. It's my full-time job apart from looking after my family. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start off with updating you on any current Stampin' Up news. We're still with the spring catalogue and the annual catalogue. At the moment we've got the retired list available. So what that is, they retire products to make way for new products coming in the new catalogue on the 1st of June. So that's the retired list. I'll just clarify, sometimes you'll see a bundle on the retired list, but it is actually being carried over. What happens when a new stamp set and a matching framelits or punch and they bundle it together, they give you the 10% discount, but when it goes into the next year's catalogue, they don't give you the 10% discount. So really it is worth getting it if you've got it on your wish list before it goes into the next catalogue. So they've been doing that every year, and they've also updated the clearance rack. That's other stuff that's been in previous catalogues. Some of them's actually got 60% off, so you can get some real bargains there. I can pre-order the new Stampin' Up catalogue. I can't show you actually any pages inside, but this is the cover, and I can pre-order it from the 2nd of May. Let me just get rid of this lead. It's keeping my phone charged at the moment, sorry about that. That's it, I'll just tuck it round there. Alright. Right, so that's about all the news, apart from we're having a colour revamp. These are all the new colours. You can see we've got 5 new in colours. You can't see them fully, but these first 5 are the 5 new in colours, and then these are the 5 colours in colours that are staying from this year. These last for 2 years, and then the previous year's ones will retire. And then we've got all these lovely new colours, so I'll go through with them maybe in the next podcast, but if you want to make sure that the favourite colours that are retiring, make sure you stock up on your re-inker, at least 1 bottle, any marker and cardstock before it's all sold out, because after the end of May, any of the colours that are going, you won't be able to get them the stock again. Okay, so that's about all the news for this month. Everything will be changing. We've got some new promotions coming up in May, so I'll go on and show you those. But the next thing I wanted to show you is what we've been doing in my stamp classes this week. So I've had a Tuesday morning stamp class. I've had a Wednesday afternoon, that's a monthly stamp class, and my Big Shot class, which was last night, which happens every 4 weeks. So that's what I've been up to this week. So on Tuesday, if I just show you the products that we were using, we used the fruit basket stamp set, and the 4 matching punches that will go with the stamp set. The images are obviously fruit, but they're much larger than the punch when you punch them out, okay, because it doesn't give you like a white border round, so the little punch shapes are much smaller. We use some of the Tutti Frutti sequins. These are brilliant. They've already got the sticky dot on the back, so they're really easy to use. I mixed it up with the apron builder framelits. I'll show you the project in a minute. And then we used the matching papers. These are all the ones I've got left, but it's got all fruits and plain size. They're really lovely colours, the strawberries and blueberries. Orange segments and melons and bananas, but they're really useful, and I just keep them in these clear Ziploc bags that I keep my scraps in as well. They just fit in there, and all the little bits I can keep together. So that's the papers I used. For the actual projects then that we did on Tuesday, we made these. And this one, just check I can see. Alright, so the first one I used also the sequins embossing folder. I think, can you just see that there? So I've used real red, lemon lime twist, and soft suede for the sentiment and Stampin' on crumb cake to make the bowl. So you can see they're punched out, so you don't get a white border, so they're much smaller than the actual when you actually stamp them. See the size there, but they're, you know, smaller when you punch them. Okay, I've used the stitch shaped for the circles and the layering circles for the scallop one, and this lovely ribbon is lemon lime twist. It's the ombre one, which is really lovely. So that's that card. This one then is the basket in the stamp set, so you can see the fruit in there, and I just used Daffodil Delight and Lemon Lime Twist for the pears, and that little image is the smallest stamp I've ever used, I reckon. It was so tiny, and this little bit here was actually used with this punch. So I punched it all the way in to make the notch for the ribbon, and then if you turn it over, oops, and just put it in the corners, you can take the straight edge off using the punch. Alright, and then I used a little bit of the paper, so that's the tag, and that's baker's twine. This one is nice and fresh and fruity. You're the sweetest, so that's the pineapple one. You can see some of the little sequins there, that one added on. This one's a mixed bowl of fruit, got pears and the strawberries in the bowl. And then this one is the one where I use the apron with the little pocket and the ribbons, and we made this little box as well to go with this card, and I added a little top section. I actually made it with the envelope punch board. You need a 8.5 inches by 3 inches, and you just use the side tab. I'll do that on a separate video. I just added a little top so that you can put a Tombow glue in, you know, just for an idea. Alright, so that was our Tuesday morning class. We had a great fun with that. And then for my Wednesday afternoon class, we used the Sweet Little Something stamp set, which is a 3-step, well, it's sort of 2-step, but it's 3 images where you stamp in different colours and to get the full effect. Alright, there's lots of little sentiments. We did baby cards. So these are the actual cards we did. I did them in the 2 colourways. Alright, and then I did a box to match. Alright, the embossing folder is the sweetheart one. It's the one with a plain heart in the middle. It's a 6x6 one, so I used that for the top layer, and then it was just wide enough, the top and the bottom of the heart, to do the sides of the box, and I just took out little notches so that you can take the lid on and off easier to put your gift in. Alright, and then the sentiment was punched out with the 1 3/8, I think it was, and layered with the 1.5 inch circle punch. Okay, and we added some of, this is Blush and Bride and this is Pool Party. I added some of the stitched ribbon that I had, and I used just crumb cake and early espresso for the bunny image. And then in the actual stamp set there's 3 little flowers, and they're all separate, but this one's so tiny, but I added them all 3 of them on the same block, on the clear block, and stamped the background for the background paper. The papers are the Bundle of Love ones. On the back it's gold, and there's lots of different patterns that are Pool Party and well, I think it's actually Soft Sky, sorry, Blush and Bride. I used the Pool Party. And then for the long cards I used the large letter framelits, which are absolutely gorgeous. I use them all for my scrapbook pages and everything, and I just cut them twice, so you can see there's vanilla ones and in the colorway, and I just glued them together but popped them up after stamping the background with the flowers and the bunny going off the edge. The sweet little something on here, it's called Sweet Little Sun Bunny. I just used the early espresso marker pen to light to colour in the sweet little, and used the border punch, this one, to punch it out, and that's flat, but then all the letters are actually popped up, and I just added a couple of pearls. So that's the 2 colours. Alright, so that's what we did on Wednesday afternoon. And then for last night was my Big Shot class. That's every 4 weeks, so it's in the next one's 4 weeks time if you want to come along. We used the floral, well, the light shining on there, floral phrases stamp set, and what we do in the Big Shot, we try and concentrate on one lot of framelits for the Big Shot. So this is the detailed floral framelits, which you get 2 detailed pieces, and then this piece here, it actually matches both. So you cut this, run that through on the Big Shot, and then you go back and run this edge, and then it will actually give it a pretty edge like that. And you can do the same one for the smaller one. It actually does fit, it's the same shape. Alright, so that's good. So you only need 1 border. Alright, so we used those. And what we made is a gift box. My ladies like to make 3D items on the Big Shot class, so this was a big box. Alright, and then I did a card to match, showing the different ways of cutting out the actual layer. I used Elegant Eggplant and Wisteria Wonder, and then the stamp set that I did for the sentiments, it's Label Me Pretty, and it's got the matching punch. Alright, which is a very useful one, which is being carried over, so that's That's good.